If we don't do what we love, then we wouldn't exist.
So, Michael, first, this is the second time that you play Adonis. It was easier or harder for you? I mean, you raised the bar, man.
Thank you. I mean, easier. I think already kind of knowing who Adonis is at the core and being able to really tap back into him and then build. You know, he's become a dad. You know, he has a family now. He's trying to build his own legacy. So for me, it was a lot of fun to come back to play Adonis and work again with Sly and Tessa and then and build new friendships and new relationships with Victor. And it was fun.
You gotta think real hard about this. You got people that need you now.
I'm taking the fight.
Florian, you are a real fighter. What's the difference between that and pretending to be one any real punches? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, the difference was that I can't hit it from There was a big difference, but I keep saying that, like, I think in total, when I look at in general, this one was tougher, because when you're in a fight and you actually have a fight and step into the ring, you just focus on yourself always.
Okay.
And you this time around, I had to focus on him. He had to focus on me.
Okay.
It was like a dance, and on top of that, the acting came too.
Okay.
Like we brought so many emotions every time to the ring, and it was so tough, like mentally and physically, so exhausting. So
how long was the takes? Huh?
Yeah, it depends on what part we're doing, like there's sections that would be, an exchange of maybe 5 punches. Then there'll be exchanges where we're doing 40, so it just really depends on where we're at in the fight. So, but the days that we shoot, boxing for about 14, 15 hours a day, so every day. So it's pretty exhausting.
Okay.
This here is all about my wife, my kids, the life that I live. Through the night, I was his, it was right what I did. My ups and downs, my slips, my falls, my trials and tribulations, my heart, my balls.
You were fans of the Rocky franchise, I suppose. I want to know, each one of you, which was your favorite Rocky movie, and for you, Michael, what do you want for the future? One movie and make a trilogy, or a saga, 6 movies, 7? Well, first the favorite and your story with Rocky.
So I have 2 favorites because I was watching them when I was a kid and a teenager, so I connected. And the most to them it was Rocky 4.
Oh.
Obviously, fight of the century.
Yeah.
And Rocky 6, the last one, because I really liked, how Rocky was characterized in that movie. The speeches that he gave to his son. I think that was very iconic. So I would go with those 2.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my first one I ever saw was Rocky 4, and that's what kind of got me into the whole franchise.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say Rocky.
So this movie was a dream.
Yeah, it was the perfect.
Bless you.
Thank you. I think it was the perfect booking.
Okay.
To Rocky 4. You know what I'm saying? And the perfect sequel for Creed. And hopefully it gave Adonis the platform to keep going, because he finally came out of his father's shadow, I think, completely on this one. I think he grew into a full man, he's a dad now, he has his own family to take care of, he has things that he needs to worry about. He grew up a lot, and I plan on doing a lot more, as long as they're real and they're organic and they make you feel like these movies do. I don't want to do it just for the sake trying to make money or trying to do it just to do it. I want people to really care about these characters and see where they go. So as long as we can keep it authentic and grounded, you'll have me.
And without slide that you
It's really like I say all this other time. It's like when Rocky Balboa came, he thought it was over. You know, he probably didn't think Rocky Balboa was coming back to the screen again, and then Ryan came along and convinced him to come back. So I think he has the option to change his mind whenever he wants to.
it's your shot maybe to.
The door is always open. You know what I'm saying? For like Sly, as much as he wants to. So we'll see what happens whenever we get to the third one.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Now you know what you're fighting for.
So, Tisa, let's talk about the evolution of your character. How Bianca has grown from the first movie to this one.
Yeah, she's grown so much. You literally in the first Creed hear Bianca before you see her, so music is everything to her. And one thing that's nice about it is in her evolution and her own maturity, we have the chance in the music to express that. So in the first film, you really see her as this independent artist, this sort of army of one. In this film, you see her go to a space of real partnership with Adonis. So she literally is no longer an army of one. She'll go to war with him, which we talk about in one of the songs. And you see her embark on motherhood and continuing, to focus on her own ambition and deal with the struggles that we saw her deal with the first time around. But really inside of a space where she now with Adonis, that they are a we instead of, two eyes, which is, beautiful, I think, and different than the first film.
Ivan Drago, who infamously killed Apollo Creed, appeared today to issue a challenge to Adonis Creed.
Let's talk about the music. The music for Bianca is really important, and in this movie, it's like it takes a leap. Maybe in the climax of the movie, so important. Which place the music take place in your life, for you and your career, comparing to Bianca?
Yeah, well, I think the funny thing is sort of life imitating art in the sense where since the first film, Mike and I, we've grown so much. A lot has happened in our careers, in our lives personally. So there's sort of that is also happening for Adonis and Bianca. He has been, Adonis is now sort of this superstar, and Bianca has signed with a major label and is really about to sort of blow up in a way. And one thing that we wanted to invite was a more sort of pop sensibility into her music, so I sang from a very different place this time around. And we had writers like James Fauntleroy and a woman named Bibi Borelli come in and write with me on helping the songs. The first time the music was a bit more experimental in terms of song structure, and this time around we wanted to make songs that maybe were had a bit more of a structure that is more familiar. This idea that she's really about to hit a space where a lot of people are listening to her music and it could be on the radio, and so that was something that I think we were able to hopefully capture. And in that big sort of performance scene, it was fun to really think about real sort of bigger pop musicians with the lasers and the lights, and that was really fun for me.
It's not just us anymore, Dave.
I want to rewrite history.
What do you expect from Bianca for the future, in future movies?
Goodness, if we're lucky enough to make more movies, I don't know. There's so many things. As I said before, her music is so important to her, and I know that she feels a real ticking clock because of her progressive hearing loss. But the truth is, there's so many people that make music that have varying degrees of hearing loss, and with advances in technology, there are ways to really, troubleshoot that. So she'll continue to make music, I hope. No, I know she will. That's a bottom line. So stuff in her career, and then obviously she's had this baby girl, this daughter, Amara. So I'm really looking forward, if we're lucky enough to make more movies, to seeing what happens to Amara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Round after round, you learn more about yourself. And when I stepped in that ring, it wasn't all about me.